Ram Kumar, you have the floor.
Lectures, everyone to conduct a centralized place for their basic medical needs like the name of the doctor, nearby their location, the distance of the doctors, and in case of any emergency situation, they can able to reach the doctor at any time. And this was a model of the architecture, data center architecture, which has been created by me. And after creating this architecture, we need some key requirements like 5 basic key requirements like how to standardize a call center and how to secure it. Next, there should not be any interruption during the maintenance or any power outages or any natural disaster or any human disaster. And the 4th one is like backup, and the 5th one will be like contingency of business. Today we are going to see about only the 3 topics like standardize, secure and clustering. Okay, to standardize a contact center, we need to follow some or we can say like we have to practice some process like ITIL. We normally use it in major corporate environment like banking sectors and mechanical IT supporting sectors. So, okay, what is an ITL actually? ITL is an information technology infrastructure library. It's a set of disciplined process agreeing that everyone allows us to together to develop and deliver uninterrupted quality of IT services to the business. Okay, why should I go for an ITIL process? Okay, ITIL guides me to how to use the information technology as a tool to facilitate the upcoming changes in the transformation and growth with reduced cost. Like normally nowadays each and every IT company goes for cost cutting, and this ITL will help the maximum to reduce the cost and increase the productivity of the business or the organization. And it has been majorly used by the major companies like NASA, UK National Health Services, HSBC Bank, Disney and General Motors. Other features of ITIL process like to improve IT efficiency, and effectiveness, including the overall quality of service to the contact centers within imposed cost constraints, as I said before. Now, improved communication relationship between contact center employees and IT. Continuous improvement in the delivery of quality of IT service using Deming rule. There is a special concept called Deming rule in ITIL. It will keep on check the process, and first it will do the planning and it will do it what are the changes has to be done, and then it will do like testing purpose, like in that we have checking option, and it will keep on acting and keep on proceeding the improvement. And the next is like make effective and efficient use of IT resources. In some cases, like to attend an issue, there will be more than 2 or 3 hardware engineers, or more than 3 engineers will be implemented to attend a simple issue. In those cases, there will be an option called level 1, level 2, level 3. In ITIL, it will be based upon the severity of the issue. The issue has been assigned to the specific specialist of the engineers who are specialist in the specific area. Like if it's an hardware engineer, means he has to attend only the laptop issues or computer issues. Then if it's a server, means it will be assigned to the L3 support or L4 support. And if it's a network support, means it will be assigned to the L5 support or L6 support. Depends upon the severity of the issue. And the next is like reduces maximum downtime of the contact center business by following up the escalated problems and maintaining a knowledge base for future reference. It will have a separate knowledge base. Like in case in future, if the same problem appears, there should not be any delay of solving the issue. It has to be attended within an SLA. There is an SLA limit for each and every issue. Like if it's a server means it has to be attended within 2 to 3 hours, and if it's a normal system issues means it has to be attended within 12 to 24 hours. And next is like developed to be a process-driven, scalable, flexible to fit any organization, from small, medium to multinational organizations. Yes, ITL can able to adapt. It will adapt any level of organizations. Like if I want to start a small-scale industry, like ITL is like small-scale call center. Yes, I can able to implement ITL. If I want to develop it in future, I can able to implement ITL, and the business will, and the ITL will get adapt to the business. We can able to customize the ITL according to the business. And the last point is like separate IT management team will recognize the role of the team and coordinate work in partnership with business for the growth instead of dictating process and driving the global medical contact center business successfully. Normally, if the drawback of implementing ITL is like the person who follows the ITL will start dictating the business. Like I want this type of servers, I want this type of systems. That should not be any dictating like demanding. It should be based upon that requirement. The business first has to place a requirement that the business is going to develop at this stage, and I need this type of applications, and the request will be sent to the server team, and they will plan according to that, and they will again place the request, and it has to be purchased accordingly. So it should not be dictated, and it should not be commanded or any demanded. It should be based upon the requirement. The next slide will be like securing GMCC through security management. That is different type of security standards, but here I have selected like it was naming as like BS 7799, which was used in banking sectors. Actually, it will the main aim to implement this standard is like to protect organization assets information from unauthorized access, modification, disclosure, and destruction. And nowadays we have so much of issues like spam mails. Normally we used to receive unwanted spam mails in our name itself. We will be receiving in our mail ID, which have, if you open it, it will immediately affect our local system, and it will totally down our local network itself. And it set rules for expected behavior of users, system administrators, management, and security personnel. Like if a system administrator is having the full access to the servers, it will be major risk for the whole organization. So there will be some level of security restrictions will be given for each and every level of administrators, users, and the managements. And regular auditing, monitoring, probing, and investigate by security personnel. There should be regular auditing, that is like quarterly auditing, half-yearly auditing, annual auditing should be conducted each and every year for the GMCC, because we are handling like, actually it's a proposal to have a contact center. So accordingly I'm having the presentation. Like and the next point is like explain to all employees of both internal and external about the consequences of violating the security rules. Training should be given, or induction should be conducted like each and every month to educate the employees that instead of violating the rules, we have to adopt the rules to secure the site, reduce the risk, like to avoid the data threat. It's safer to have security management. Next point is tracking of compliance with regulations and legislations. Below are some of the sample list of security policies. That is, these are some of the security management implement. That is, security management has been recommended to implement the security to those applications like operating systems, applications, network, business planning, administration. These are the type of devices, security devices like encryption hardware devices, peripheral devices, copiers, printers, fax devices. In some companies, they will protect the printer by covering it with a wooden box to avoid the printer paper should not be go outside before shredding out. It has to be shredded properly. Even the shredding machine will be properly packed with the wooden box. Cryptography, normally in networking, highly like bank sectors, they have encryption, hardware encryption and software encryption both. And the same like decryption also. Physical security, like each and every person has to be individually checked through the metal detector. It's normally happening in all the organizations. Clustering, actually it's a type of technology to avoid the downtime of a server. That is, the users should not recognize that a server goes down when the maintenance or any power shutdown goes down. A server cluster is a group of independent servers running Windows servers, data center edition, and working together as a single system to provide high availability of services for clients. When a failure occurs on one computer in a cluster, resources are redirected and the workload is redistributed to another computer in the cluster. You can use server cluster to ensure that users have constant access to important server-based resources. Typical uses for server clusters include file servers, print servers, database servers, and messaging servers. Actually, why we have to implement clustering in GMCC? GMCC, it will not be located in only in one location. It will be located in major metro cities where it will be the hub for the multi-languages people will be working in that organization. So access will be the server, either a person who is located in Mumbai should be able to access the server in the Chennai, and the person located in Chennai should be able to access the server in the Delhi or Cochin, somewhere else. Other features of clustering of GMC servers. Provides failover support for applications and services that require high availability, scalability, and reliability. Clustering provides distributed load balancing during peak hours of database access. If one server stops functioning, a process called failover automatically shifts the workload of the failed server to another server in the cluster and ensure the continuous availability of critical applications of this data. Nil downtime for all critical GMCC applications which are accessed globally during unscheduled outage or during the maintenance of servers. Clustering will 100% accommodate the growth needs of GMCC business needs in future expansion and development. Thank you.